Um, And we can just say a moment of silence to thank everyone that's here tonight and the people that couldn't make it. So if we could just, a few minutes of a moment of silence, please. Okay, thank you. Our guest speaker tonight, a wonderful young woman. Her name is Dr. Gloria Stadler. I'm saying it correctly? Statler. And she's going to talk tonight, a few minutes. She's a guest speaker. Please come up.
Thank you for having me. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, today I stand before you as an educator and a community advocate, and also as a representative to children in the care of the Department of Children and Family Services. It is my privilege to address the critical issue of mental health, a matter that permeates every facet of our society. As an educator, I'm entrusted with nurturing young minds, and I can attest to the fact that mental illness knows no age limit. I see it in the classrooms, in the eyes of the children that I teach. It manifests in their struggles to concentrate, their mood swings, and their withdrawal from social interactions. Mental health is a silent battle, one that can significantly impede their ability to learn and grow. But my role extends beyond the classroom. As a community advocate, I have witnessed the effects of mental illness within our neighborhoods. It touches the lives of our friends, our families, and our neighbors. It is a relentless adversary, often hidden behind closed doors, yet it casts a long shadow over the well-being of our communities. It's imperative that we acknowledge its presence and work together to break the stigma surrounding mental health. Additionally, my responsibilities as an advocate and a representative for children under the care of the Department of Children and Family Services brings me face to face with the profound impact of mental illness on some of our most vulnerable members of society, children. Children who have faced adversity and trauma beyond their years. These children carry the scars of their experiences, often manifesting as mental health challenges. As their advocate, I see firsthand the urgent need for a comprehensive support system and services to address their mental health needs. Ladies and gentlemen, mental illness is not an isolated issue. It is interwoven into the fabric of our society. As an educator, community advocate, and representative, I have a moral obligation to address this pressing concern of mental health. We must foster an environment where advocates and representatives, individuals young and old, feel safe to seek help, and where mental health is regarded with the same importance as physical health. To achieve this, we must break the silence, eliminate the stigma, and promote awareness. We must advocate for increased access to mental health services, both in our schools and within our communities. We must strive for a society that provides and prioritizes, mental illness as a fundamental human right. And in conclusion, let us remember that our roles extend beyond our professional titles. We are all stewards of our communities, responsible for the well-being of our fellow citizens. Together, we can be the catalyst for change, ensuring that mental health is met with empathy, understanding, and the support it truly deserves. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Before we go on, I want to recognize that we have Representative Senator Michael Rodrigues that came here tonight, and Representative Fiola, Representative Sylvia, and of course the mayor of our city, Mayor Coogan, City Council Laura Washington, City Council Andrew Raposo, and City Council Vice President Linda Pereira. Took a little moment there. Sorry if I missed anybody else, and of course the people that are here with their tables. I say thank you very much. Okay, since 1990, Congress established the first full week of October to be Mental Health Awareness Week. And it's a time where advocates meet and they advocate, they educate our families, they educate our public, they educate people about mental illness. As you know, each year there are millions of Americans faced with this reality of living with mental illness. However, mental illness affects everyone directly or indirectly through families, friends, co-workers, and despite mental health stigma and misunderstanding, unfortunately, it's worldwide. We try to fight no matter what to stop the stigma, to get people to talk about it, to educate the families that I help every day for the last 20, I'm not going to go any further, I'll just say 20 years. I'll stop at that. And I continue to fight, not only for my own families that have it, my two children, along with my mother that's passed, and my late brother, John. So in their memory, I keep it up and keep it up and keep it up until the day I'm gone. Okay, so what happens is that I see people in the community, and what I see them, I see what they do. I feel that they sometimes need a pat on the back. Sometimes they work tirelessly trying to educate families and educate people about mental health. So what I've done is I have what I call, it's the Hero in the Fight Award. It's an award that I give out to people in the month of October and May that shows me that they go far and beyond, whether you're someone that gets paid, whether it's something that you volunteer, you tirelessly do this. So we have two people, and the first one we have is, I've known this young woman for a long, long time. And first I'm going to talk about her organization, the Parent Information Network, which we call PIN, a parent information and support program designed for parents and professionals to help families and children with young adults from the age of 5 to 25 with seriously emotionally, behavioral, and mental health challenges. And the program is funded by the Department of Mental Health, administered by BAMSI, and has been existent for at least over 35 years. So tonight we have Catherine Martin, is a parent of 5 adult children who live with mild to serious mental health challenges. She learned to navigate the system and care for her own children, and went on to share the knowledge and experience with PIN's family. And that's what we do. We know what it's all about, and we spread it. So I like for Catherine Martin to come up and get this award, Certificate of Recognition. The Certificate of Recognition and Appreciation is presented to Catherine Martin for your outstanding commitment, dedication in making a difference in the lives of families, of children, and young adults. NAMI Bristol County Hero in the Fight celebrates dignity, courage, hope, and recovery to people with severe mental illness. I congratulate you. I know you didn't want it. And tonight, nice cookies from New Boston Bakery. Nothing like it. You're welcome. Let's give her a big hand. For our next person, there is no bio. I'm going to say it just as it is. A man that walks very softly through the halls of anywhere. A man that has dedicated his life for young children, where he worked at Durfee High School, and then he was on the school committee, and then he became our mayor of the city of Fall River, and he didn't want me to do this. This is something I said I'd make it quick. But I figured this man, like no other mayor, has actually, no matter what function I have, whether it's rain, pouring rain, you would hear the little tap of feet to come to my event. And not only that, with the homeless situation we have, which we know it's very difficult. Homelessness is very difficult because between the combination of mental illness and addiction, dual diagnosed people. This man decides that he wants to do something. He wants to make it better for the city of Fall River. He wants to do something to help the people. Find a place, find them something, clean it up, help them. You don't see that much. You don't see that often. A man that gives his heart to the city, a full-time mayor. No matter what goes on, the little patter of feet is coming. So, tonight, I have decided to give the Certificate of Recognition. This Certificate of Recognition appreciation is presented to Mayor Paul Coogan for your outstanding commitment, dedication in making a difference in the lives of people and families with mental illness in our community. NAMI Bristol County Hero in the Fight Award celebrating dignity, courage, hope, and recovery for people with severe mental illness. I am honored, Mr. Mayor, to give it to you because I know in your heart you'll never give up. Going to Corrigan Mental Health, and that's another thing, not too many people go. Not too many mayors went to Corrigan, but he's been there many times, and he'll be there many times again. So thank you. Thank you for all your work. Let's give him a big hand of applause. And don't forget this, tonight.
Do I get to say something?
You can say something.
You know, when Brenda called me and told me to come to this thing and I was going to get an award, I said, no, don't do that to me. I did. She started, of course, you know Brenda, she starts yelling at me. But I do want to say in my 70 years on the planet, at 6'1", 220, no one ever said my feet patter. I don't patter much. I kind of clump along. But I do want to acknowledge the help that we get in these fights, whether on the local level, it's our city councilors who work tirelessly on these issues with us, the state delegation across the back. I can't ask for any more from Carol, Alan, and Mike. They always stick into the fight with me. And this award should go to all the elected officials, whether it's state, local or federal, to pitch in on this battle, because it's a long-term battle, and she is 200% right. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to keep this fight going for as long as it takes to make Fall River a better place to live for everybody. And I really appreciate everyone coming out tonight. This means a lot to me, even though I wish it had everyone's name on it. You ever try to deal with Brenda Vanish, you know why she gave it to me, because she is tough, tough, tough. But I want to thank her and her organization for acknowledging me, and I, again, appreciate everyone coming out. This is very, very special. And thanks again, Brenda and all of you.
Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work.
Please go.
I will. Okay, so tonight, we do the ringing of the bell. So we remember the people in our lives that have passed, either death by suicide or just passed that had mental illness. So Cindy is going to say the names of the people, and then Augie will ring the bell. You can get a little closer.
John Goslin, Jonathan Goslin, Richard and Harry Barlow, Tracy Samuel, Bob, Michael McNeese, Janet Olson, Kenny C., Tom F., Billy K., Manny Barboza Jr., Susan West, Paul B., Stephen Wilson, Daniel L. Smith, Wendy Turner, Dave Coster, Elizabeth White, Andre Goodwin, Tommy, Ryan Whitmore, David Sherman, Steve Blanchett, Kevin Morris, Dwayne Parsons, Jack Parsons, Leanne, Claudia, Jocelyn, and John Souza.
A lot of these people I've worked with over the years, and unfortunately, they're on my shoulder now. And for Cindy, I give her 100% credit, because it's her 3 children, Richard, Tracy, and Harry, that she has lost. So for her to keep up the fight and be a strong advocate for mental health, if it wasn't for Cindy and other people that helped me move on, Catherine doing PIN for our children, we wouldn't be able to do this. And I forgot to mention about Andrew and chairs in the committee of Townhouse Clubhouse, so he's getting to know, about mental health, how it devastates not only the person that has the illness, but it affects the whole family that's involved with it. And maybe someday people will come out more, which since COVID they have come out and say, I have a mental illness, so that they can get help faster, because death through suicide is curable. You got to get them and get them the help they need. And there was one other person that I met, I forgot to mention, Lynn Olson Vieira, who was the director at Corrigan Mental Health, and now she is the director at Taunton State. I seen her in New Bedford. Well, I seen her in Fall River. Then I was with her in New Bedford. And then she came back to Fall River, and I was with her in Fall River. But it's not the end, because I'm on the board of trustees at Taunton State. So I'll see her again. She ain't got rid of me yet. She's in for it. So I want to thank everyone tonight for coming out and bringing bringing this thing that's so dear to me, mental health, and for Catherine and Mayor Coogan to receive that award. I'll be watching people. So have a nice evening.